Buongiorno, ciao tutti, welcome back to Up's Kitchen on the road here in Reggio, Calabria. It's a drizzly, rainy day. Do you like those little lakes that we have there in the courtyard? Great breeding grounds for mosquitoes. Italy, Italy. What are we gonna do with you? Oh my God. All right, so today I'm staying local. It's raining. I've been meaning to go to this Palazzo della Cultura, which is right here. So today I was initially, I was interested because I asked about some examples of Art Nouveau architecture here in Reggio. Because initially I thought that Reggio had a lot of Art Nouveau. Now I understand Liberty is Art Nouveau. And I haven't really been looking that hard here because it took me a while to make that connection. And now I understand it. And you're probably very confused. Doggy doesn't like the rain. So anyway, this was an example, but when I looked at it, I was like, hang on, there's a man. There's a man on the street, Italian man. Madon. I feel so sorry for Italian women having to put up with these assholes. So anyway, I looked at pictures of it. I'm like, it's not that interesting. They love to park their cars on the sidewalk. So I decided to take another look. It's very interesting. Let me tell you about this place. First of all, I think that's where the taxi driver was trying to let me off and tell me that we were at Palazzo Geraci. The street is, hang on, let me check my map. The street is Emilio Cuzzo Correa. And somebody Sata was the corner he was trying to let me off on. That is Palazzo Geraci right back there, but that's not the intersection that we were at. And I had no idea where we were. And he's telling me, Palazzo Geraci, Palazzo Geraci. I said, no, it's not Palazzo Geraci. I filed a complaint. I took a picture of his license plate and I have my transaction receipt from my credit card. He didn't overcharge me. I want a refund because it was all just so frustrating. ChatGPT said he was wrong. Italian law stipulates taxi drivers are obligated, oh Jesus, this is a hill. They're obligated to take you to the address that you request. Not nearby, and definitely not telling you that you're on a street that you're not on. I had to take a break. This is a really steep hill. And I asked for a receipt. He didn't give me one. Another ding. So he's going to be in trouble. And I wish I could complain about the guy in the ticket booth too, because I said, I made a mistake. I was in a hurry. I was stressed. The ferry was boarding. I said, Messina. He said, we are in Messina. I said, oh, Reggio. He sold me a ticket to Villa San Giovanni. I guess this is it right here. All right, so let me tell you about this place. This is Palazzo della Cultura. It was built in the 1920s. Originally, it was a home for abandoned infants. It was bombed during World War II, reconstructed. And then it had a few different other uses. Now it's a museum that houses art that was confiscated from the mafia. They're not the mafia here. They have another name here in Calabria. So, some famous masters, Dali, I forget who else was mentioned. There's another palazzo there. And then some Calabrian artists. This is a really dangerous intersection to cross here. This blind curve. This is where we came from because I said to him, oh, nice view. So we were like way up this hill and he came down. Started telling me this is Palazzo Giraci. Alright, here, let's read about it. Palazzo della Cultura Paschino Cruppi. Former nursery in the 1930s is dedicated to one of the greatest scholars of Southern and Calabrian culture. Artworks from various eras, renowned 20th century masters, which were seized as part of a legal case involving a well-known Reggio Calabria entrepreneur. In other words, mafia. Across the 3 floors, the rooms have paintings by artists such as Di Chirico, Dali, Campilli, Carali, Gabue, Cascella, Fontana. I don't know any of those people except for Dali. There are spaces dedicated to emerging talents. There's a small museum of San Paolo managed by a foundation showcasing artifacts from the Greco-Roman era, originally from the collection of the parish priest of the nearby Church of San Paolo alla Rotonda. Also some Russian icons, St. Michael and the Archangel and the Dragon. Alright, let's go check it out. Very interesting. I'm the only one here. Love it. So she just explained to me. We kind of went back and forth. She was trying to speak English and then she's like, you understand Italian, right? I said, yeah. So she explained to me in Italian that these are all original artworks from one person. He was the head of the mafia here in Calabria. They were confiscated. It smells really clean. And then they have other rooms where they do rotating works, but this is all that's on exhibit right now. So I just saw some Di Chirico. I think that might have been a Dali. A lot of them aren't even labeled, unless, yeah, it's very, how can I say? Like they just have a card here labeling it. It's not really even done. It's just kind of stuck on there. And then some of them are not labeled at all. Yes, what's the name of the mafia here in Calabria? She said it's mafia. In Dragana is Sicily. And then Camorro, I think she said, was Napoli. But she said it's all mafia. Well, you know, at least he liked art. He supported the arts. It's kind of creepy. I mean, I'm not against people working outside of the bounds of what's acceptable in society, like that prostitute yesterday. You know, she's doing it. Maybe for a reason. If you watch Downton Abbey, one of the maids was forced into prostitution because the guy got her pregnant and then he left her. So you never know why people end up doing what they end up doing. This actually looks like Dali. Oh no, this is the Chirico. And this is the Chirico. The thing about, here's Dali. The thing about the mafia, if it was just like black market and, you know, making money by other means illegally, it would be okay, but they kill people too. So they've killed a lot of people. And a lot of harassment of people and just, you know, taking advantage of poor people. So, not the best people in the world. Okay, so this is just a tiny little room here. That's pretty. I would like that. Entry is €2, cash only. I got a nice little book. That's it. So this room, this little room here, and then she told me, go downstairs. Well, not much. I thought that there was also a room with relics, and she said, no, that's it. She told me something, I don't know what. She was kind of saying you're kind of between two periods here, so there's an exhibit coming, but I thought there were also some icons and some religious works on the first floor, but that room was closed. She had a very husky smoker's voice. She was standing outside smoking when I got there. Of course, all they do here is smoke. I'm just walking up the hill a little bit to check out the view. It's raining, but the sun is out. Here, look at this. Oh, here's a church. Fortino is a fort. Del Tiro. Oh boy, San Gaetano, Catanoso, Santuario del Voto Santo. Here's the Strait of Messina. I don't know this view that we have though, because is that Sicily right across? Really pretty. Alright, so that was my excursion. I think I'm going to go to the castle too, because I haven't done that yet. So I might as well. Oh, there's Sicily right there. I think that's Mount Etna right in front of me. Okay, there's Sicily. And yeah, I think that's Mount Etna behind those clouds. Wow, wouldn't it be great if those clouds just parted and I could see it clearly from here? All right, I'm gonna go back to my place and drop my sweatshirt off because it's hot. I don't need this sweatshirt. Drop off this book. And then I'm gonna go to the castle. And I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I made pasta yesterday with tuna. It was okay. Not the best. So I have that, which I can eat maybe for dinner. Maybe I'll go out for lunch. I don't know. Haven't really had a decent breakfast. I just had some yogurt drink with cereal. And here's Palazzo della Cultura here. So one thing I learned on my travels here is down and towards the sea. Always. It's not like in San Francisco. San Francisco you go up and down. From here, you either go up or you go down. There are no hills, it's just a hill. It's all built on a hill. All right, back on the road. My neighborhood drunk is gone. They took him away. Good, because he threw paper at me. I didn't like that. So I only have €5 left in cash. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay with my credit card. Cash only at that museum. Palazzo della Cultura. So we'll see. I confirmed. I have my taxi confirmed to take me to the airport Monday at 3 a.m. and I can pay with credit card. Hopefully he's going to take me to the airport and not near the airport and insist that I'm at the airport when I'm not. I'm still waiting to hear back from the city of Reggio where I filed my complaint about that taxi. It stopped raining. So anyway, I have €5 left. I'm gonna go to the castle and see how much it is. If they'll accept a card, they should. But if they don't, they're gonna be taking my last €5, and I really don't want to get more cash. I don't want to be stuck with euros. There's where I started, B&B Pellicano. This is Via Pellicano. Pelican, but I think it's probably a name of somebody. All the streets here seem to be named after people. Yeah, Paolo Pellicano, Patriota, 1813 to 1886. So it could be he died in the fight for reunification. Traffic, but I'm telling you, this is nothing compared to Catania. Jesus. The thing I've noticed here, there aren't that many Vespas. It's all cars. So here's the Castello Aragonese, the Aragon Castle. This is just a part of the original castle. So it was much bigger and it was destroyed somehow. Garibaldi used this during the fight for reunification. So maybe that's why the streets are named after. They still have newsstands and they sell books and things. La Sfida. La Sfida. I don't know the La Sfida. Terzo mandato nuovi padrone guerre di genocidio e trumpismo. Huh. But La Sfida was in Barletta, was the duel between the French and the Italians. But that seems to be about genocide and Trumpism. It's really warm today, it's humid. Alright, so let's check out this castle. I think we're going to have to climb some stairs. La Chiesa degli Ottimati. I don't know what Ottimati is, but there's a sign. It's on my tourist map. Alright, here's the castle. Looks like there's some people. Oh, so she told me tomorrow's a holiday. I asked. It's All Saints Day. I said everybody goes to church. She said no, the cemetery. I'm sweating. It's only 67 degrees. It's so humid and hot. They took my last €5. That's it. Only cash. They have a lift. It's called a lift here. So she explained to me in English. How does she know I spoke English? I could take the lift and then I could take the stairs to the top to see the view. Alright, check out this view. Alright, so you go outside here, and there's some more stairs to go all the way to the top. So I walked outside. There's a Torre de Salvatore. There's a guy out there smoking a cigarette. I swear to God. And I think he works here. Just can't get away from them. €5 for this. So there was a Bergamotto festival a few days ago. I missed it. Darn. There's a display down there. All right, so here is Reggio, Calabria, 360 degrees. There's Mount Etna over there, Sicily. And then the mountains behind Reggio, they're called the Aspromonte. So it just goes up from the sea into the mountains. So up is away from the strait. That's where we just came from, that little newsstand. And then down is to the sea. It's very pretty. I really love it here. After all my travels, this is definitely my favorite place. I mean, look at this. Not a soul. I went to that museum, Palazzo della Cultura. I was the only one there. We have very few Vespas on the street. It's pretty quiet. People are really nice. I don't know what I'm going to do for lunch, though. I'm really hungry. There's Mount Etna over there. That's where I just was. Catania. Just in time, some people just came up and I was just getting ready to leave. They're probably gonna smoke. Ugh. I don't know what else she told me. She was speaking English, but I didn't understand her. But she said, take the lift. I suggested. And then, I don't know, she said I could walk down. There's stuff on the other floors. I can see the interior. I don't know what she was saying. I didn't want to tell her I didn't understand because I think it's more my hearing than her English was the problem, but well, there's really nothing on the second level. The sign said there was, and I said secondo livello, it's piano. Tore said, secondo livello, Sala Flavia Gaetano. There's some weird art here. Let's see what Flavia Gaetano is doing. There's that church. The Ottimati. Might as well go step inside there too. Alright, there's some kind of division of bergamot. Some kind of an exhibit here. Antonella Pagnotta. This is. Okay, there's a bergamot exhibit. And I had to share it with two chatty Italians. Oh, it feels good now. It's nice and fresh, but I'm really hot. I'm sweating. It's very humid right now. We got rain, we got thunderstorms. There was some lightning this morning. That's bergamotto, or those are, they look like lemons. Mandarina. Alright, uscita. They're taking a picture. There's a little face set up where you can be the Mona Lisa. I was going to ask them to take my picture, but I think it's silly. Slippery stairs, be careful here. All right, that's it. So I'm just gonna go back to my Airbnb, eat some leftover pasta from yesterday with tuna. For some reason it was sweet. I bought this little bottle of passata. It was ciliegine, cherry tomatoes. But I wonder if there was sugar in it, because it was sweet. There's a little panificio here where I bought a sandwich my first day. I could get a panino, but I have this pasta I have to eat. There's the panificio. I gotta look at the sign. Pane, pizza, focaccia, salumi. Panini, imbottiti, ciambale, donuts, cornetti. Gastronomia, pizza, rosticceria, salumi, focacce, dolciumi, patatine, gelati. Exhaust fumes. I'm gonna go in. So nice, really nice. So I got a piece of pizza. It's que bello. We like that. She said it's really good. So I got a piece of pizza, and then they had these sweets. Oh my God. This is what happens when you're hungry. They had these sweets. They were kind of really flaky pastry. So I asked what they were. And she said, marmalata, chocolate, and I forget what the other one was. So I said, which one? And she finished my sentence. Più buono. Alright, here's what I got. €4 for all this. So this is what we call Sicilian pizza. It's a thick, square pizza. It's very homemade. It's good. Really soft dough. Simple. Just tomato, cheese. I don't have any paper towels. The electrician came while I was away. And I don't know why, but he used the last paper towels that were here. Oh my God, it's so hot. Well, that's that. This is my breakfast. Let me try this. Pastry. It's layers of pastry dough with marmalata. It's good, but I'm not going to eat it. In fact, I'm not even going to eat all this pizza. I just needed a little something in my stomach. I'm going to check the weather. See what the rain forecast is. Rest here a little. And then, if it's not going to be raining too much, I said I wasn't going to eat this. It's like puff pastry dough with marmalade. Okay, I'm not going to eat any more. Putting all this in the bag, and I'm going to dump it in a trash can outside. So that was a little Reggio, Calabria. My neighborhood. No, I didn't go to the church. And then I wanted to go to the Bergamoto Museum, but I don't have any more cash. And I think they only take cash in these places, so Either I'm going to have to get more euros, or just not going to do that. All right. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.